Thank you, Deputy Presiding Officer. And it's a pleasure and privilege to follow Martin Whitfield, who gave an excellent speech. And I want to congratulate my friend and colleague Alexander Stewart on securing this debate. For 100 years, the poppy has been our nation's symbol of gratitude and remembrance for our veterans and of those for whom it is rightly said, for your tomorrow we gave our today. As we all know, the poppy is also a symbol of hope and life and freedom from the horrors and destruction of the First World War, the war to end all wars. It wasn't to be. The First World War cost the lives of over 800,000 British and Commonwealth servicemen, men and boys from these islands and from far-flung parts of the then Empire. Like many of you, I have stood at the Menin Gate at Ypres and the Thiepval Memorial and read the names of the thousands of men and boys, sons, brothers, boyfriends, fiancés, husbands, all of them missing with no known burial place. It is humbling, it is moving, it is upsetting. My family, like many of yours, has graves in Flanders and France, where lie my great-uncles. There's something powerful and poignant about the rows of headstones in those immaculate war cemeteries. In 1922, King George V visited Tyne Cot and looked out over the rows of thousands of wooden crosses planted in memory of the fallen. He said, "I have many times asked myself whether there can be more potent advocates of peace upon earth through the years to come than this mass multitude of silent witnesses to the desolation of war." After the fighting ended, the poppy grew in the churned-up barren battlegrounds. With its blood-red colour, the poppy quickly came to represent the immeasurable sacrifice of a generation and was formally adopted, as has been said, by the Royal British Legion in 1921 as the symbol of remembrance for all those who died in the First World War and later conflicts. I also believe there's another layer to the symbolism of the poppy. After such horror, after such a grand scale of death, life re-emerges. That the sacrifice of the fallen and the loss and pain of their families should not be in vain. Therefore, Deputy Presiding Officer, may I humbly, on the record of our Parliament, express my personal gratitude and the feelings, I'm sure, of so many more people in central Scotland for the work of Poppy Scotland, those who make the annual Scottish Poppy Appeal possible, the service of the veterans at Lady Haig's Poppy Factory, making millions of poppies and thousands of wreaths, and many hundreds of volunteers over the generations since 1921 to the present day, who sell poppies, make collections, and to the many businesses, organisations and individuals who see that each year the poppy continues to be prominently displayed. And may I say to our veterans and their families, and to those who continue to serve our country in the uniform of Her Majesty's Armed Forces at risk of life and limb, thank you for your vigilance and your service. Because of what you do for us, day in, day out, every single day, we are free. We need to remember. We need to remember 100 years of the poppy and 100 years of caring. And it can never end. Because remembrance and the poppy is a mark of who we are and the people we have become.